Happy New Year and welcome to the Resistance Broadcast, everybody. I'm John. Thanks so much for joining us today. We have a special type of episode for you. You, as our listeners, viewers, watchers, whatever you want to call yourselves, you are part of the Resistance. How about that? You're a big part of what makes our show so great because you send in your tweets, whether that's in questions for Ask the Resistance or our really popular segment called Resistance Transmissions, where we kind of pitch out a topic to you. You send your tweets, and the best of the best make it on the show. As you may know, over the course of the past few years, we've put some tweets in the Hall of Fame, the Resistance Transmissions Hall of Fame, and we wanted to put together an episode featuring all of you in our Resistance Transmissions exclusive episode to kick off the year with some good times. And what we did is put together the Resistance Transmission segments that featured all of the 2019 Hall of Famers. So get ready to laugh and kick off your year with TRB with some good times thanks to you. So we want to thank you for that. Enjoy these, and we'll be back on the Resistance broadcast on Monday morning, so January 6th, with our regular rotation and back in business. So we appreciate you guys allowing us to take this pseudo sort of break here, but we still are doing a lot behind the scenes here, getting ready for 2020. But until then, enjoy these Resistance Transmissions featuring the 2019 Hall of Famers, and we'll see you soon.
My favorite part of the show. No offense to the lovely discussion we just had. So every week, John goes on Twitter and puts up a crazy, wacky situation, and you guys give your answers, and I read them live on the show. I've never seen these answers, so we'll see what happens. So the situation is General Hux is about to go to sleep after a good day. He ordered the destruction of the Hosnian system with great success. Great success. Yes, very good. Before going to sleep, what did Hux write in his diary? Summarizing his great day. All right, so the first one is from Bryan Pothier at B Pothier, who is a patron. He said, "The Ginger Tarkin strikes again." That's his Twitter bio.
Ever heard him described that way, but that's pretty good.
So funny. Next is Jennifer Renzen at Jenny Renzen, and she put this in parentheses, with a pink puffy pen, like Clueless, I guess. He draws tiny Darth Vader chibi images all over and begins his passage with, "Dear Diary, I'm sorry I forgot to write yesterday." So if anyone doesn't know, when you're younger and you have a diary, you always start it and then you forget. So then you always write, "Dear Diary, I'm so sorry I forgot to write."
Jeez.
That's like a known thing, guys. For me, at least, that I'd always be like, I haven't written in a while.
All right, so Jenny made this seem realistic.
Yes. I'm just so upset that Kylo Ren still exists, but we'll show him. I got Snoke on my side. I bet Kylo trashed another room. Sigh.
Did people write sighs in their diaries?
Yeah. I don't know, but I just love that she wrote, "Dear Diary, I'm sorry I forgot to write yesterday."
What's a chibi? What is that?
It's like a little mini anime. Chibi. I say chibi.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
American
like a little
chibi,
anime. Yeah, it's like
Japanese chibi.
Anime character when they take the, like, Kylo Ren, the full character, and they make him the little mini Kylo Ren.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, very cute.
A good way to think of it would be like almost every pop vinyl is like a chibi character.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like they look childlike and small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though they're adults.
Well, very clever, Jenny. Very good. I think she's with Dorkside, I believe.
Yeah, very good. I love that. I'm sorry I forgot to write that. Like, I feel attacked by that statement. All right. So Edmund Zippo at Edmund Zippo writes, "The Hux Chronicles.
Get your handle.
Day one of our glorious enterprise. Killing father was pretty cool, I guess. Killing billions was even cooler. They were like, ah, and I was like, haha, die Republic scum. And then the lasers went, shvoom."
The Zoom? That's your laser sound?
That's what it says. And the planets went like, boom, good day.
That's pretty good. And way to get your handle. I think this guy, when we first started the YouTube videos, he was like one of the first to always comment. So thank you.
Edmund's the best.
Thank you for commenting.
Way to get your handle.
Next is the Canon Cantina, and they used an image from the SNL skit. I forget what it's called, but it's I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Stuart Smalley.
Yeah, that he looked in the mirror. All right. Next is Aaron Gould at I am Aaron Gould. I almost read I'm Aaron Gould. Lacey, note, he is a dude. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron.
Lacey, no, don't read these notes out loud.
Well, I guess I need to apologize because I've probably said she for several episodes. I'm so sorry.
Last
Aaron.
week he's like, it's all good, but I'm a dude.
I'm sorry, Aaron. And I love that John put this in bold and caps. Lazy.
Resistance broadcast is thorough.
Very thorough.
All right. Aaron writes, today, while passionately delivering the goals of the First Order to a glorious sea of white armor, I shat myself. Why? Okay. All right. I tried to compensate for this by talking louder, almost frothing at the mouth. Fairly certain no one noticed.
She can't read this.
She can't read it.
I'll finish it. Except for Phasma. Pretty sure she knew. She always knows.
Lacey's gonna have to start reading these ahead of time.
Yeah. I thought
God,
Hux was
so
indisposed after this, but Lacey can't either.
Man.
Oh, good. That's such a good one, Aaron. I'm so sorry I called you a girl.
That
Okay.
was good.
Next.
I'm sorry I called you a girl.
Next is Broovies with Matt at Broovies with Matt. And he says, quote, Dear Diary, I broke a blood vessel in my eye today from yelling so hard.
It looked like it.
Could you imagine
Oh, geez. Okay.
if
Next.
someone is positioned like his eye was bloody for like a week or something?
Next is Bruno Du Amaral at Bruno Du Amaral. He wrote, Dear Diary, that was a good shot. I wonder how I missed Kylo's starship, though. Next is Dani Two Porks. What? Dani Two Porks at Dan Parmesan.
It's my favorite rapper, Dani Two Porks.
At Dan Parmesan. He wrote, Dear Diary, oh my God, best day ever. Weapon works, Hosnian system gone, slightly worried. I spat when giving my speech, but I don't think anyone noticed. A lot of people don't notice things about Hux, I guess.
Yeah.
That was good.
Well, except for Phasma. She always knows.
She always knows.
Dani has a great name. Dani, I think you have the best name tonight. Dani Two Porks at Dan Parmesan.
I think Dan Parmesan's better.
Dan Parmesan is the album title
Oh, okay.
from Dani Two Porks' first mixtape drop.
I like it.
And last but not least is Scott Gibson, parentheses, soon to be at Star Wars Celebration Chicago, parentheses, at Scott
See you
Gibby.
there.
I love Scott Gibby. He talks to me all the time on Twitter. What up, Scott?
There's a postscript of this too. You got to read it.
He says, Dear Diary, everything went so well today, and I'm pretty sure Snoke was watching. Heart. Our reviews are next month, and I just know this will push me into the 3% raise bracket. P.S. Kylo Ren sucks. All right, guys. I don't know how I got through that one. That was a good one. Okay, so resistant transmissions are where every week John puts up a crazy, wacky situation
on Twitter. And then you guys give your best answers, and then I read them live. So I've never read the situation. I don't know what the tweet is. Here we go. All right. So the situation is we created a mock version of the crawl. Oh, this is the direction to me. Okay. So
No, not necessarily.
oh, okay. We created a mock version of the crawl for episode 9 and posted it to our Twitter account with the opening line being episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Sheevy Babes Palpatine is back, comma. And this, we wanted you guys to tell us what the next line of the crawl will be. All right. So then he put in parentheses, please read this before each one. Okay, John. Okay, up first is Mark Newbold at prefect_timing. Hi, Mark. Nice to hear from you. Miss you, bud. He said, Sheevy Babes Palpatine is back. Wait, what? So Mark broke the rules and didn't... Oh, okay. So Mark said, can we revise the title of the film from The Rise of Skywalker to Palp Fiction and have Travolta in as Vincent Palpatine and Samuel L. Jackson as Julius Windu?
Like I said, he didn't do what he's supposed to do here, but Mark
I
is
love that.
the man.
Mark, you're
and
the
I
best.
thought that was so funny, so I had to throw it in. So Mark, you're the man.
Well done, Mark.
Mark
All
Newbold
right.
of Fantha Tracks, by the way.
Of Fantatrax. I apologize. I should
It
have
was a
you guys.
foot rub. It was a Fantha rub.
All right.
That's their whole opening monologue of the movie about the foot rub.
All right. So next is the big
Foot
Trevbowski
massage.
at Spin Up the FTL,
Big Trevbo.
and he wrote, Sheevy Babes Palpatine is back. ... Guess who's back? Back again. Backstreet Boys. Sheev's
Nope.
back. Tell a friend. Oh no, this is Eminem.
Yep.
She's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? I've created a monster because nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want to see Sheev Baby. All right. Cool.
I like how deep it went. It just kept going.
What we don't know is the thread kept going and he did the whole song.
The whole
Um,
song. He did the whole album, actually.
Nice.
Mom spaghetti.
Next is
Palp is
Mike
sweaty.
Sellers at Puke 32 Sellers. Ellers. PUK 32 Ellers. And he wrote, Sheevy Babes Palpatine is back, returning to a now post-cackle galaxy. Can we stop with the cackle?
Hashtag cackle.
Gosh.
I'm so sick of that word.
There's
Next
still more to
is
come, Lacey.
Grant Zeppernick at Grant_Zep. Hi, Grant. And he wrote, Sheevy
Hello.
Babes, Palpatine is back, and he can't stop cackling. Ugh. Next is Joshua B. at Darth
this
Glucosa.
one.
And it's Sheevy Babes, Palpatine is back, and he's all out of bubble gum. What?
It's a They Live
From
reference.
Duke Nukem.
No, They Live.
They
I
live.
came here to do two
Oh.
things: kick ass and chew
Yeah.
bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
I first experienced it with Duke
Rest in
Nukem, but I'm
peace.
sure
Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Sorry, Josh, I didn't get your reference, but it sounds really funny. Next is Mandalorian Mark at Mark Mandalorian, and he said, Sheevy Babes Palpatine is back, and he's here to kick names and take ass. That's from Avengers Infinity War. Part 1, no spoilers. Mantis.
That's like a nod to like Clark Griswold too, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Next is Sean Santarude at Rude Cold. How rude, Sean.
Hey Sean, what's up?
And he
Patron.
wrote, Sheevy Babes, Palpatine is back. R2-D2 has buggered off to the far reaches of the galaxy in anger due to the lack of screen time. Oof,
Oh.
felt this one.
Now that seems pretty on point for a crawl, if you ask me.
Next
Good
is
call, Sean.
Chris Britell at Chris Britell.
Way to get that handle, Chris.
And
Oh, yeah.
He wrote, Sheevy Palpatine, whatever, baby back. Bad babes back.
I want my Palpatine ribs, baby back.
He wrote, for one night only, this Friday at the Comedy Store with a set that's so funny. You'll die cackling. I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
Okay, next is the Kind of Akins at the Kind of Akins. It's actually just Kind of Awakens.
Gosh.
Kind, underscore kind, underscore awakens. And
Dundascore.
whatever. He wrote, Sheevy babes, Palpatine is back. ... And he didn't tell the whole tragedy of Plagueis babes the wise after all.
Plagueis babes.
Plagueis babes.
All right. And last but not least is Adam Odell at Odell Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hey, pilot.
Hello.
And he wrote, Sheevy
God, take
babes,
the knife, man.
Palpatine is back while Snoke is beside himself. It's more like while Snoke is in half.
That's the
Yeah,
joke.
laying beside himself.
He's literally
Oh.
laying beside himself.
More like cutting two.
Oh my god.
My bad.
He's literally laying beside himself.
Yeah.
I thought this is one of the best ones ever sent in. And this is close to a Hall of Famer.
Adam, I'm so sorry. It's just...
I think
right.
if Lacey got it immediately and had a better reaction, it had contention for Hall of Fame.
Well, I
But
had a
you-
good reaction after I got it.
She ruined it.
I'm sorry, Adam. Forgive me. So, the deal is, every week, John puts up a crazy, wacky situation, and then you guys give your answers. And then I read them live on the show. So I've never read them. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know the situation. So let's see. Okay. So, porgs are real. Oh, word? They are actors. And this guy just found out that I'm assuming it's a picture of a porg.
The guy with the thing on his head.
Oh, the wires. So they
The
released
wires.
a photo this past week of a porg from The Last Jedi with like wires on its head, and it's kind of like pulling apart the Millennium Falcon. Okay, so they are actors, and this guy just found out that they are not casting porgs in The Rise of Skywalker. What does he do to make ends meet until he can find his next acting gig? Oh no.
Poor Gary.
Gary.
John, your Twitter skills are ridiculous.
Next is okay. So first up is
Is that a good ridiculous or bad
Jubacus
ridiculous?
Good
at
ridiculous.
Jubacus, and he says Gary makes quilted porg mittens from Chewie's hair on Petsy, the porg version of Etsy, in a galaxy far, far away. # make Solo 2 happen. Nicely done. Next
That's
is Jay.
funny. I was
Etsy.
talking about Etsy earlier today. We were talking about those Harry Potter like things that people make, and I was like, oh, they always use like the Deathly Hollow logo or like Always or something like that. I was like, this ain't my first time on Etsy. I've been on there.
Etsy. Next is JSeed47 at JSeed47, and he wrote, I mean, ... I know one, and he put that in caps, way to make ends meet, and he put meat as in like,
M-E-A-T.
yeah,
Oh.
eating. And then he shared a gif of the roasted pork Chewie cooked.
Oh, dude, J Seed, you are a bad seed, dude. Man.
Why would you do that? Why you do this?
Wow.
Okay,
I mean,
next
that's
is-
a good pun, I guess, right?
No, I refuse.
All right.
Next is Villain at Scum and Villainy, and they wrote, he flies south for the winter, obviously.
Oh, okay. Little realistic bird joke. There we go.
Next is our buddy Scotty J-Ro at the Scott J-Ro. Hi, Scott. It's been a while.
He hasn't
wrote-
punched it in a while.
Oh.
I guess we have
I
to talk
know.
to him on the rundown.
He becomes a porg star, and then he included a pair of panties with a porg's face on it.
Oh, Scotty.
Scott,
I
we gotta
don't-
have a convo.
Yeah. I don't even want to know whether you own a pair of those or not.
Okay, next is Len Brown at
Professional porg
R2_Len. This is the week of Len. Hi,
The
Len.
week of Len has arrived.
He says he works at Grief Counseling Center for Porgs that had family members eaten by Wookiees.
That's a pretty good gig, I think.
What is
Yeah.
going on? Okay,
Yeah.
next is Grand
solid job.
Next is Grand Admiral Thrawn at M1T Thrawn URU0. I had to do like an eye test and make sure I
Admiral,
could
how
see
about just Admiral? Does he not like being called Nathan either way? Nathan, how are you, buddy?
it. Well, you just ruined that.
Yeah.
Hi, Thrawn. He says, obviously, he's off destroying Snoke's browser history by nesting in
There
the
it is.
hardware.
That browser history joke has gotten so many legs thanks to Genghis Dingus, the second Hall of Famer. in the
Isn't it
history of
Genghis
Resistance.
Dingus?
I said Genghis Dingus.
Oh. Next
You know,
is
his name is trying to do like the full name of Thrawn, like
Right.
Mithranurioto
Yeah.
or something.
Right.
Yeah.
His whole, full deal.
cool. Next is Will Carlton at
Lacey's
Will
not
Carlton
interested.
6. He wrote, he brings balance to the Force before the events of The Rise of Skywalker, rendering the movie pointless and completing his revenge.
So that's like a.
That's a Lacey answer.
That's
what
like
I would do.
Is that like a time travel, like Back to the Future? If I stop this from happening, then there you go. Well done, Will
He completes his revenge. I love that he gave the Porg such a mastermind plan that's like, I will seek.
So
Well, it's
Will
Darth
Carton,
Porg.
Will Carton.
Darth Porgus.
I'm sorry. Will
Carlton.
Carlton 6 needs to go back in time and get his handle. By the way,
He does, because there are 5 people before you.
Yeah,
I was
what's
going
the
to
deal?
say 6, but you are the 6th. Okay, next is Mello Runs in Jedi Robes at a Gray Jedi, one of our generals on Patreon.
I had
Hey.
pizza
Hi,
with that guy.
Mello. We did have pizza. He says, spokesman for KFP, aka Kentucky Fried Porg.
What are you doing, Mello?
What is happening? All right. And last but not least is Rogue Squad 2 at Rogue_Squad 2. And they wrote, Porgy gets a few commercial gigs, but has to supplement income with odd children's birthdays. He gets a call from his agent for an off-Broadway musical of The Last Jedi that gets so reviews. Hanging with pigeons on the street one day, he looks up to see a sign, Sesame Street. He finds hope.
Wow, that is a thought out character arc for a porn.
That is so thorough.
That is incredible. You may have to read that again.
I think my favorite part is that he says it gets so reviews.
Well, of course. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
It's like an entire novel. He's like
I know.
there and flock
Hold on.
again.
Okay.
A Porg story.
So,
We gotta get the audiobook.
sorry, Rogue
Yeah.
Squad 2. Let me get it together. He says Porgy gets a few commercial gigs, but has to supplement income with odd children's birthdays.
She's not going to get through it.
No.
Okay, I got
Should
it.
I read this?
I got it. Okay.
She's got it.
Porgy gets a few commercial gigs, but has to supplement income with odd children's birthdays. He gets a call from an agent for an off-Broadway musical of The Last Jedi, which gets so reviews. Hanging with pigeons on the street one day, he looks up to see a sign, Sesame Street, and he finds hope.
That is unbelievable. If someone out there
I think this is Hall of Fame for me, guys. This is so well done.
are we putting this in the Hall of Fame?
Odd
It's because
children's
there's like
birthday
3
party.
sections to the story.
You know
Like
what?
it's like 3 answers in one, but it
All right,
really
so-
is about
So we have to
like the fall and rise of Porg.
we have
Of
to
Gary the Porg.
hold on. We
Yeah.
have to put this to a vote then. So Lacey wants this to be in the Hall of Fame. James, is this a Hall of Fame resistance transmission?
Yeah, I think so.
Then
Come
I don't
on.
need to vote. So it's in the Hall of
Odd
Fame.
children's parties. Children's birthday party.
But I will say I agree. I will put
Oh,
this. I
gosh.
will agree to put this in the Hall of Fame. So this is our third Resistance Transmission Hall of Fame entry by Rogue Squad 2. Well, and if anyone out there is an artist,
who wants to make a little
Please.
mini comic of this little story,
Please.
we will gladly put this on a shirt or do something and make this a nice little story for Porgy over here. So
Or give you a shirt. We'll give you a shirt. So you guys answer a crazy, wacky situation, and you give your best answers, and I read them. So here is the scenario. The scenario is you're captured by a bounty hunter, the Mandalorian. His partner, Ugnulty, is about to carbon freeze you. What do you say to Ugnulty to convince him to not freeze you and to let you go? The first answer is from Cody is hurting some nerfs at TV Cody. And
That's
he
funny.
said, anyone ever tell you look remarkably like beloved character actor Wilford Brimley? Ruffian bounty hunters are easily manipulated by flattery, or so I hear. Next is Tom B 140 at Tom 140 SW. And he said, if you freeze me, 3PO will become angry and use his magic.
nice.
Next is Wes Alred at W Alred 1976. And he said, hey, hold on. I'll pay you triple. You're throwing a fortune away. Don't be a fool.
Nice.
What is that from?
Perfect.
Oh, Han Solo.
Yeah.
That's Han Solo, Return of the Jedi.
Next
Where have I heard that
is
before?
Todd is ready for the Mandalorian. I wonder what he's excited for. At Todd Knows Best. And he said, what's it going to take for you to not put me in carbon freeze?
Nice.
Not that.
Yeah.
If you said that, he'd be like,
That's got to go in the dad joke Discord channel, Todd.
yeah.
Dani at Chibigon89 says, wait, did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
That's well done, because that's a long story. That's how you buy time.
Next is Daddy Dameron at Austin Hawkert.
Is that your favorite Twitter name?
No. But it's lovely, Austin. It's a lovely name.
Oh, this is good.
He said, wait, I know who Matt Smith plays in The Rise of Skywalker. That is a good one. That is a definite good one. Next is Parkland Strong at Wide Awake 1981. And he said, save Martha.
Nice. DC reference.
Oh, is that a DC reference? I'm a Marvel girl.
Batman vs. Superman.
Batman vs. Superman.
Never seen it. Next is Matt at MIB 1188. Is that Men in Black? Maybe?
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
It
He
also could
said-
be Matt Ingris Baldwin. I don't know.
Ingress?
I don't know. I was trying to think of any name that started with an I, and that was the first one that popped in my head.
He said,
Just terrible.
I'm holding a thermal detonator.
Oh, but he wasn't.
No.
It was just a rock.
It was a rock.
He made a clicking sound with his mouth.
Right.
Next, last but not least,
How is this a thing?
is Ugnulty at Ugnulty. And it says, it doesn't matter what you say. I'm still carbon freezing you.
Roll a reversal on this one. Yeah. He
Well
came back, he
done.
found us and said, you can't shut me down.
So we have.
Let me be Hall of Fame.
I think that's a Hall of Famer too. But I have to say this. We have, so when we come up with like bits and characters and we rename things on the podcast, there's a secret person who captures all of the Twitter handles
Just makes personality accounts.
and then tells us that they're doing it for us in case we ever need them. And I can't reveal who this person is, but
Ugnulty is followed by Lucasfilm employees. So
right, yes, Lucasfilm employees who don't follow me follow Ugnulty that I came up with. So that's my life.
And as I said that, I realized I always say it is time, but that's okay. It's my thing. So how this works is every week, John puts up a crazy, wacky situation, and you guys give your answers. And so we pick the best, bless you, the most creative ones.
James is allergic to funny tweets.
He's allergic to my terrible reading, I guess. Words. Me.
Yeah.
Maybe he's allergic to me.
I did mute the correct mic. So
Okay,
nobody
well.
heard me sneeze.
Oh,
Except
good.
for you
Well,
guys.
You can just cut this
It's
out.
very
then.
random for audio listeners.
All right. So the situation is, imagine J.J. Abrams went to DM Pablo Hidalgo, R.I.P. Pablo Hidalgo's Twitter account, for canon clarifications and found out he was blocked by Pablo like the rest of us. Well, that just proves that I don't read this until right now. Let's assume JJ made a backup account so he could DM Pablo. What is his backup Twitter handle? All right. First up is Joey Sack at Joey Sack. Hi, Joey. He says, at hey, Bob. Next is Dekine Awakens at Dekine Awakens. And he said, at is Han Cannon. Next is
this one's good.
Brandalorian at Phantasmic Ears. He said, at Rad Bobot.
I like that.
Nice.
Next is Rez at Real Rez Ludub. Said, at Oceanic Flight 815.
Oh,
I had to Google what that meant. I assumed it meant
It's
lost.
lost.
yeah.
Todd Degrosseilliers at Todd Knows Best said, at incredibly satisfying. They said satisfying so much
It's
in
insane.
the past week.
Yeah.
It's like a joke at this point. I feel like they're doing it on purpose.
The movie should be called The Rise of Satisfying.
It really should be.
They're like, what's a
Hashtag-
word I could use
hashtag- The Rise of Satisfying. Darth Glucosa at Darth Glucosa said, at the Passion Projector.
Projector, I think. But yeah.
Projector.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
How'd I
I think,
say it?
I think because I do the JJ, it's a passion project thing.
Yeah, the Passion Projector.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what it says. Is that wrong?
I read it as projector, but I know that's
projector.
wrong. But yeah.
Like
Oh, I don't get it.
prospector.
Right.
Oh.
Like he prospects. He's a prospector.
Oh.
He's a
Justin
projector.
Reed at Justin011691 said, at definitely not JJ Abrams.
That's one way to do it.
Next is Dani. Hi, Dani at Chibigon89. And she said, at Pablo, this is JJ.
Nice.
Next is Bruno Du Amaral at Bruno Du Amaral. Wrote, at I_love in caps _random _transformer _drawings.
That's how to get to a man's heart.
Yeah, he'd follow.
Last
I
one.
read ahead. Yeah.
Andrew Staley at D_Staley said, at James Baney.
It's taken, JJ. You can't get
That's
it.
incredible. Maybe that's
Oh
JJ.
my god. That's Hall of Fame, guys.
Could be.
Come on. At James Baney.
I'll put Andrew in the Hall of Fame.
That is Hall of Fame. Guys, time for resistance transmissions. So how this works is usually John puts up a crazy, wacky situation, but this week he was feeling kind of nostalgic. He changed it up. And he asks...
Kind of nostalgic?
Nostalgic.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to feel kind of... I don't know what that means, though.
Well, Lacey,
The opposite is yes-stalgic.
Lacey, I was gonna come up
Nostalgic.
with like a crazy, wacky situation again this week, but I drew a blank and I couldn't think of anything.
This is
So-
actually good. You didn't have to admit that. I actually approve of this one.
Okay, great.
You don't need to explain yourself. All right. So, The Rise of Skywalker opens today. We're releasing an episode. Oh, okay. So this was his explanation to you guys. Never mind. Okay, the question to you guys was, what's your favorite personal experience seeing a Star Wars movie in a theater? Here's another example of I don't read this in advance because I just read the directions that you guys got. But whatever. All right.
I shouldn't have
So
put those
first-
in there, I guess. That's
It's
my
fine.
fault.
It's fine. Seth Keim, one of our generals at SK or SKeim09 wrote.
SK.
Shh. I'm gonna pie you later. I'm gonna bring an extra one just to pie you.
Ooh.
Okay, so he said randomly meeting at Myra Trunks because he doesn't have James Baney because JJ does before the premiere of Solo, then talking Star Wars for an hour prior and hearing his immediate reactions afterward. Solid. # make Solo 2 happen.
Very cool.
James, you know what's funny? I remember talking about going to Solo after Solo with you, and you brought this up. You said, I met a guy. It was so fun.
Mhm.
So it's so funny that it's Seth.
Wait,
Seth,
hold
how-
on now. Did he recognize you, or did you say, how'd that go again? James is like, I don't remember anything.
It's funny because I'll be honest here, and Seth probably is I don't know, in a weird spot, but I don't remember this at Solo. I remember this at Rogue One.
I remember you talking about this with Solo.
Yeah.
Solo?
Yeah. Because we weren't on the pod during Rogue One.
You even said, I met this guy. He was so nice. It was just so awesome to talk about it.
Yeah, it must have been. I must be mixing up two stories then, because I remember talking to somebody at Rogue One, but you're right. I remember bringing up the podcast and then being surprised that it was part of the podcast, that I was part of the show and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah. If I remember correctly, he recognized my voice first. Like, I think they said something and then I started
remember you
talking
saying
and
that,
they were like, oh, that's weird. Like, and then I said something about working for a Star Wars website and they asked, and then they said,
two and two together.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you work for, I said
Not
Star
they,
Wars Newsnet.
Seth.
And then they were like, oh, you're on the Resistance broadcast. And I was like, what? Like, they said our show name by title. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I guess it was Solo.
don't feel bad because James couldn't remember the last time he screamed during a movie. So.
Right. Right.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, CA is ready for the Rise of Skywalker at notlock_117. Said, quote, he ignites it and kills his true enemy. This was the scene that I will never forget. The hush that fell, followed by the massive cheers and whistles and claps. Such a powerful moment, and with my favorite character, no less. I agree. I said this. Every screening I went to, people cheered and clapped.
Yeah.
They wanted him to help Rey, as in Ben Solo, Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Todd Speed, Rebels, at Todd Hertz, said, on opening night of The Phantom Menace, a guy came in full Darth Maul cosplay. It might have been Matt. I'm just kidding. He was stoked. He paced back and forth. He taunted the crowd. At the end of the movie, he sat in his chair long after the movie ended.
I hope this is a real story. I had to include it.
Quiet, dejected, and forlorn. I think of him often.
I think of him often.
Right.
That poor guy was
Forlorn.
so pumped for Darth Maul.
That is going in with expectations, right?
That is
Yeah.
Hall of Fame answers. That is the best answer that anybody could have given.
I hope it's real, Todd. You have to let us know.
Todd, I think it is. I mean, it was so specific. Okay. Oh my God. I think that was one of the
He taunted the crowd.
that and the the Porg Broadway play one. I think those are the best ones we've ever had.
This particular one reads like a children's book. Like I could almost see like you turn the page and it's like him being like this and it's like he taunted the crowd. And then he like turned the page again.
Yeah, right. And then it shows him just
And at the end of the movie, he sat in his chair long after the movie ended. And then he turned the page again.
The illustration would just be an empty room with just a spotlight on him. And it's like, I think of him often.
Yeah.
Good night, Darth Maul.
Maybe we need someone to
Good
make
night,
it.
Darth Maul. Yeah.
Maybe we should have someone make
Good
a
night,
children's
Maul.
book called Good Night, Darth Maul with this
No,
as the story.
good night Maul, like Good Night Moon.
Oh, yeah. Good night, Maul.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Nobody
that was
steal
my
that.
favorite children's book. All right. Next is still laughing that this guy showed up and was taunting people. And then the person sitting next to him was probably like, oh, sorry, this guy. Okay. Anyway, getting it back together. Adam Odell at Odell Adam said, The Force Awakens, living in a town at the time where I could see it with with 3 of my 5 siblings, my wife, friends, and take up an entire row. I'll never forget hearing Rey's theme for the first time as she slid down the sand dune thinking, this is Star Wars.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
agree. Next is our buddy Mark Newbold at prefect_timing. He said, watching A New Hope for the first time, arriving late and seeing the Han vs. Greedo scene first, seeing a double bill of Empire Strikes Back with Herbie Goes Bananas or a crowd going nuts during the Yoda vs. Dooku moment in Attack of the Clones, or being third row at the world premiere of TFA. Plenty more.
Wow.
Well, that is like so funny that he saw a double bill of The Empire Strikes Back with Herbie Goes Bananas. Because I mean, I grew up with the Herbie movies, and that movie is so ridiculous. The fact that it was paired in a double bill with Empire is
Crazy.
amazing. Yeah, that's like when Jimi Hendrix opened for the Monkees. That's actually a good story.
Next is Sam George at ACFAC14. And they said, I was 10 years old watching Attack of the Clones in the cinema. The scene may get laughed at now, but Yoda dropping his walking stick and fighting Dooku made me leave my chair. I was that excited and impressed with his acrobatics.
I agree.
That's what you did, John.
Yeah. I was a little older. I was like 1 year older than that. But
Next is Paul Howe at Dandy1138. He
Paul?
said, My dad introduced me to Star Wars. He took me to a double bill of Star Wars and Empire in 1980. I returned the favor with The Force Awakens. It was such a lovely, warm feeling to turn the tables like that, and a moment I'll never forget.
That's awesome.
Aw, that's really awesome. I loved seeing The Force Awakens with my dad. Andrew Staley at Deuce_Staley said, seeing Return of the Jedi on opening night in 1983 with my dad, we resumed the opening night tradition in 2005 with TFA and is still going. Love that.
2015.
Yeah, wow.
Sorry, 2015. Semperfi Dani at Semperfi Dani, who, thank you for including us in your, what's the word I'm looking for? The calendar. Advent calendar.
Yes.
Your
Thank you.
Star Wars Advent calendar. Means a lot. They said, the only movie I've seen in theaters was an advanced screening of Solo, but it was the first time I got a sense of what it means to be a part of this amazing fandom and what the movie means to the fans. It was incredible and cemented my love for Star Wars. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Solo's great. Make Solo 2 happen. All right. Stephen Miller at Rev Steve Miller said, I introduced my wife to Star Wars. We saw episode 1 and 2 in our home right before episode 3 came out. Going to that with her is my favorite theater experience. Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cute. I
That
can't say the same.
That earned a RBATSWNN quote tweet, that one.
What did you quote tweet it with?
I think I wrote the word love.
Love is introducing your wife to Star Wars to episode 2 and 1 and 2 and then taking her to episode 3.
Right. Love is a battle droid.
Nope.
Pat Benatar?
Try again. Not
Alright.
good enough.
All right.
Darth Krieger at Darth Krieger said 1980. The Empire Strikes Back. The sound, the adventure, the story, and the big reveal became the template for everything I looked for in a movie for the rest of my life. With every new chapter, Star Wars is truly the never-ending story. That's awesome.
That is so cool to hear the people that saw it for the first time when literally everyone saw it for the first time.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Right.
Mike Harris rises in 8 days, which is probably a little late now. It's probably rises today.
Right.
At Sky Mauler said, I got to take my son with in 2015 to our first brand new Star Wars film experience together. On the 19th, we'll be closing out the sequel trilogy together, and nothing will top that.
That is
I love
awesome.
that. A lot of family stuff.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's the key.
Really, really cool.
And I remember someone, sorry, Lacey, someone,
It's okay.
I hate when I forget this, but one of our listeners or viewers quote tweeted the thread, like the Resistance Transmission's initial tweet, and said, check out the responses in this thread with families and stuff. So like I like that people got to be reminded of what this all really is all about.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
Okay, well, that does it. I hope you didn't laugh too hard, but I hope you did enjoy the Resistance Transmission exclusive episode featuring the 2019 Hall of Famers. Those segments were great, brought back a lot of memories. Some of those I remember just laughing so hard, as you saw there. The three of us, James, Lacey, and I, have such a good time with the end of the shows, because a lot of times we'll have a serious discussion on the podcast and we'll be able to end the show with those laughs. So thank you all so much for always sending those in. Get your minds ready and your comedic skills and cleverness ready for 2020. We look forward to more Resistance Transmissions. But we'll be back on Monday again with our full slate, regular episodes on January 6th. But until then, I just want to thank you all so much. Obviously, make sure you're always going to StarWarsNewsNet.com every day for your latest Star Wars news, reviews, editorials, information, and more. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube. Head over to tpublic.com/user/Resistance Broadcast to pick up your Make Solo 2 Happen shirts, a TRB shirt, Star Wars Newsnet stuff, whatever you'd like. Go check it out. Pick it up. And also, if you want to support us, you can head to patreon.com/Resistance Broadcast. Tiers start at $2 a month. We have exclusive mini episodes on there that we're posting every week, 8 every month as a matter of fact, and a lot of other benefits from there. So go check out the page. If you want to support us, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. I do want to say a very special thank you to our Patreon generals. That is Carmelo, Brian Shalito, Andrew Staley, Neil Lowry, Jeremy Myers, Neil Shaw, David Probus, John Reese, JG Carr, Seth Keim, Micah Harrison, and Val Trichkoff. Generals, we salute you. Again, I hope you enjoyed this a little bit of a different episode of the Resistance Broadcast as we're getting ready to kick off our full slate for 2020. It's going to be a big year. A lot of new Star Wars content is coming down the pike in the years to come, and we're here to talk about it and have a good time when the Resistance base opens back up on Monday morning. But until then, have fun, enjoy your weekends, and as always, we'll see you around, kids.